I'm a young Rasta, right? And from growing up, since small, I know that my parents have been farmers and we are connected to the land.
We're the third chocolate factory to be established on the island, and we make beautiful Grenada chocolate. As soon as you mention the word chocolate, everything go up by 10 times.
We know Grenada has great cocoa, great spices, but I was always passionate about making sure that the world could kind of get a chance to experience it.
I've been in the chocolate factory over 19 years now, and I love making chocolate.
So we just start experimenting and getting things right. Let's say that then start chocolate making. Right now, I do the man.
When we're talking about the modern history of Grenada in the mid-17th century, cocoa was one of the first crops that was grown in Grenada.
So more organic, you can get a more enduring fruit. We're taking care of the soil, and that's why we use that same food to go to the home of the aged and black fishermen to give it to our Asian people.
What makes me proud to be a cocoa farmer is seeing the cocoa bear. Because if you don't take care of the cocoa tree, you ain't gonna bear.
Education. And through that education, it could divert through the land. Because remember, agriculture is education.
The Optimist Show is about news, information, entertainment, and activism. Welcome to the Optimist Show podcast, and we want to welcome all of you wherever you are this time, and thank you very much for joining us as we continue to keep hope alive. The Optimist Show brings you the information as it is, and so we are glad to be with you today so that we can share together. Please like and share, subscribe to our channel, The Optimist Show, keeping hope alive.
Welcome to Karaku, where traditions, culture, and connections meet. Conscious tours can provide an experience of a lifetime. Getting to know the people and their lifestyles. Visit historical sites. And the taste of a sumptuous local cooking. Enjoy the ride. With Conscious Tours, Karaku. Providing quality memories. Special and complete weekend packages for up to 7 people are available. For reservations, call 1-473-407-4597. Conscious Tours, Karaku.
Well, let me welcome all of you again to the Optimist Show, and I'm so glad we can connect to talk about lots of things that's happening here in Grenada. And on this episode, we have 2 persons we're going to be speaking with. Mr. Aaron Sylvester, and also we have our newcomer, Wendy-Ann Collins, and we want to have a conversation really about something that is happening. I was elated when I was advised that coming up very soon here in Grenada is what we call the Grenada Chocolate Festival, and so we want to talk about that. We want to bring some insights, and of course, no other person we can speak to in that regard is Mr. Sylvester. Mr. Sylvester, good day to you, and thanks for coming on our podcast.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, Wendy, I said that you are our newcomer, so you are going to be part of this conversation, and also thank you for being part of this podcast. So let's get into it, because I'm excited about this whole issue. I wouldn't say what I've said to Wendy-Ann early on before you came on the cast, that how I love chocolate, so you could understand. I mean, so tell me, tell us about the chocolate festival that is coming up, and your role and your part, and we'll keep talking.
Sure. So just to give you a little bit of a backstory. So originally my grandparents and my parents, they originate from Crowshoe in St Andrews, and we have a farm in Felix Park in Crowshoe that I inherited, me and my brother. It's only a 2-acre farm, But on that farm, we have 98 cocoa trees and then a kind of a combination of cinnamon, citrus, mangoes across the farm, in essence. So in 2016, I left the UK off the back of Brexit that took place, and I had decided I was going to move to Grenada. In 2017, I then learned to make very bad chocolate, and then 2018, I'd learned to make good chocolate. In 2019, we then kind of officially launched a company and started operating in our little factory that we had in town. And then 2020 hit all of us and things went a little bit quiet for a while. So we had to pivot and kind of do some different things. And in 2021, we reopened the chocolate factory. And in 2022, we started doing what we call our Rastafarian tour, which leads into this documentary in the Chocolate Festival. And in 2023, we moved to the Spice Basket in Bolio, and we've been there ever since. So just to give you some backstory of who I am, but just in terms of the festival itself, we officially launched our company in 2018, around the same time as the Chocolate Festival. And the Grenada Chocolate Festival is basically a week, give or take, of activities that take place across the island. So it's all the different chocolate companies in Grenada, and there's officially 6 chocolate companies on the island that make chocolate from the cocoa tree all the way through to the chocolate bar. All different companies make different flavors of chocolate, make different chocolate or cocoa related products. And the festival itself really is an opportunity for those involved in cocoa, those fascinated in cocoa, those who love chocolate like yourself, Mr. Coy, have an opportunity to engage and experience and interact with the different chocolate companies or activities that take place. It's not all about the chocolate companies. It's not all about the chocolate makers. It's the cocoa tea makers. It's those that use cocoa butter to make creams and different products for the skin. People are doing chocolate and rum tastings. They're doing chocolate dinners. It's a whole array of activities across the island, from different hotels to different artisans, to different venues all across the island, across the 22nd of May up until the 27th of May. And that's when it takes place this year. Okay,
well, I thought it was something that was happening later on in the year, but when I heard you say 22nd of May, I know it's not around the corner. So I'm even more excited that it's going to happen soon. Where exactly can you direct our viewers to go to, example, and tell us what are some of the things that will be happening during those 7 days or 5 days?
Yeah, so if you visit the Grenada Chocolate Fest, so Grenada Chocolate Fest, FEST.com. And if you visit that website, you can see all of the different activities that are taking place across the period of time. There's actually 3 activities that I'm involved in this year. One is on the 23rd of May, and that will be the screening of a documentary which I put together in conjunction with the Grenada Film Company, in conjunction with the government of Grenada, who've helped fund it, to create a documentary which is kind of articulating the story behind the Rastafarian community and their real deep involvement in cocoa, and kind of showing that story and giving them a voice, really and truly. Because in all of my time in Grenada and all of my time in interacting with visitors and guests that have come to the island, I've always observed and felt that the Rastafarian community have always been very much overlooked in terms of what they contribute to the island and contribute to the Caribbean society. So this documentary really has been put together to shine a light on that and put the focus on them and put a focus on the cocoa contribution that they bring and what we have here in Grenada. Because I've observed it and seen that it hasn't really been happening very much. And I wanted to give them a platform. They have so many great stories. And my uncle and auntie are from Mamakan, and they are Rastafarian. And I wanted to showcase what they do with our Rastafarian tour, and just seeing how guests have interacted and enjoyed that experience, whether it's just cracking open a calabash, scraping out the meat inside and having an ital meal inside of it, tasting governor plum, tasting wax apples, snapping ginger fresh from the ground. They've now had a a far greater appreciation for what they do, and the way in which they live. And I feel as if the story around Rastafarian culture is quite a mystique to the average person. And we created this tour to allow them a platform to share their story to people. And that's why that tour has kind of grown and taken legs of its own. And then it just is an evolution of that has kind of fallen into this documentary, which we'll be screening on the 23rd of May at True Blue Bay Hotel, their conference center down there in St. George. Then on the 25th, on the Sunday, 25th of May, we have a chocolate brunch, which is a combination of chocolate making and a combination of cocoa-related art experience. So it's kind of a three-pronged evening, or afternoon and evening session, where guests will come. We will give them the traditional pestle and mortars. They'll have cocoa nibs, they'll have cocoa butter, they'll have icing sugar, and they'll have an opportunity to grind their own chocolate bars the traditional way. Then they'll have a chance to create some cocoa-infused and inspired artwork, and then have a brunch, which will incorporate, I'm not the chef here, but there's a lot of chocolate-related, cocoa-related ingredients and dishes that are going to be on display for people to eat and enjoy. And then on the Monday, our final event is we have a kind of a cocoa activist, one of a better name. Her name is Gillian Goddard. She's a huge cocoa activist in Trinidad, and she's coming over to share her insight and her knowledge and some chocolate with individuals that want to come and learn about how we can really make and squeeze as much out of a cocoa pod as possible. Because I think a lot of people still only believe chocolate can be made from cocoa, but there's an absolute arm's length of products that can be made. And my personal mission when I interact with guests that come to my factory or people that I interact with is to just communicate and bestow upon them the knowledge that people always say, my mum would always say, and my gran would always say, money doesn't grow on trees. But when it comes to cocoa, it's an absolute contradiction. The money is literally on the cocoa tree. You just have to crack open the pod and then squeeze out all the dollars and the cents that's inside of the cocoa pod. And that's what I try and share with people, whether it's butter, cocoa powder, cocoa nibs, chocolate, you name it, there's something that can be done with the cocoa. If it's the pod, just the leaf, something can be done. And I just try and let people understand that money does grow on trees when it comes to cocoa.
That is very insightful. Wendy-Ann, I guess you're listening and you're observing. I guess
Yes.
you can tell us something about your experience with cocoa, chocolate. And I mean, it's been fascinating to hear Mr. Sylvester speak about, the value and use of the cocoa. So let me share with us your thoughts and your experience, what has been like for you, because I know you had some connections.
Good evening. Yes, I have quite a few experience in chocolates and with cocoa. I have been privileged to meet and interact with Mr. Aaron Sylvester, likewise, and also to taste his products. One of which I'm very fond of is chocolate infused with honeycomb. It's very, very tasty and it does wonders to one's body. I think men will be intrigued mostly by this particular product of Mr. Sylvester. I've been in the cocoa field, in the cocoa arena for quite some time. First, I was exposed in sandals in a vast way in chocolate, using the chocolate to create wide vast of products, including literally the painting of ones with the tempered chocolate, using it to paint individuals, or showcasing, modeling, stuff like that. Also taking a chocolate and turning it into a mannequin, chocolate mannequins. And working in the chocolate company, the Mod Greens Chocolate Company in Hermitage, doing the bonbons, the truffles, meeting and interacting with the workers there, the original workers from the company. There's this gentleman, Rasta, as Aaron spoke about. He passed away. May his soul rest in peace. Edmond. There's quite a number of things one can do with chocolates.
Well, certainly something that we would like to have an experience of and so on. All right, so let me come back to Mr. Sylvester here. You said you have a factory and it's located in it is in Bolio.
Yeah, in the Spice Basket in Bolio.
Okay, right. And what are some of the incentives you can give to the public for attending appeals through your appeals for attending these events? And I also want to ask you about this film, but let me first of all hear your response to what kind of incentive you want to give to the public.
Well, I mean, ultimately, the festival is, there's so many different events. I mean, some of them are free, some of them are paid for. But I mean, the real thing about this festival is that there's lots of festivals that we have in Grenada, but not too many of them focus on the agriculture side of what we do. And I mean, you know, we are very big on spices, we are big on cocoa. And I just feel like this is the kind of festival where if you are interested in utilizing some of your cocoa trees, or you're just interested for having an experience, a different kind of vibe, different event to go to, or you just want to learn, there's so many different types of events that appeal to different types of people at different types of price points, where you can interact, have an experience, even if it's just the opening party and the closing party, which are free. I think the opening party takes place at Wester Hall Estate in St. David, the rum distillery over there. And then the closing party, I believe, is at La Fée Bleu down in Egmont. So, I mean, those are two events where there'll be many different artisans, jewelry makers, chocolate makers, rum makers, just different people, where there'll be an opportunity to interact with them. But I mean, the biggest thing that I can share with people is that whatever the event might be, there's one that would appeal to you. And I just say to go and experience it. Just go to one initially, and then if you really like it, have a look at the calendar of events and then see what else there is to kind of interact with. I mean, there's perfume, cocoa inspired perfume event up at the Tower Estate. There's chocolate making, there's children's event at True Blue. There's a free webinar and talk about utilizing the cocoa pod. There's so many different events. It really depends what the viewers are into, but there's something for everyone is the best way I could put it.
And finally, I want you to go some more in depth about this film, this swimming that you are going to be doing on the 23rd.
Yeah, that's right. So the film is called Bean by Bean. Roots to Bar is the name of the documentary film. It's my kind of, I guess, brainchild or my thoughts of what I wanted to kind of communicate. And I partnered with a gentleman from Grenada called Teddy Fredericks, who's a filmmaker, and he's the founder of the Grenada Film Company. And we put together this documentary film, really, where it kind of shares and tells stories about individuals within the Rastafarian community within Grenada. It tells stories about some of the chocolate makers in Grenada and how all of those individuals and the product of cocoa and chocolate weave together, really and truly. And this is really it's only a short documentary, about 25 minutes or so it's quite short, but it's just the beginning. Trying to tell the story of the Rastafarian community is quite a big and learned story, but this is just a taster of what could come. And it involves the community, it involves people quite thoroughly.
Nice.
Right. Let me finally ask Wendy-Ann if you do have any question or comment you want to make in regards to what Mr. Sylvester said.
Mr. Sylvester, you mentioned we have 6 chocolate companies on the island.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you let us know the chocolate companies and where are they located, please, so that listeners can.
Yeah, certainly. So I always forget. So excuse me if I duplicate any. So you have the Grenada Chocolate Company, which is traditionally in Hermitage. You have Belmont Estate. You then have Juve in St. Mark's, Victoria. You have Crayfish Bay, which is located in Non-Periel. You have one called Taste the Spice, which is located in Paraclete, if I'm correctly in saying Paraclete. And the 5th one is myself, Tri Island Chocolate, which is located in Bolio.
Oh, beautiful. And are they all open for visitors, for tours?
No, open to visitors really is only really myself and Juve. And the others are just really chocolate factories, but not for visitors.
Okay, so you are open for tours.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open for tours. So what happens at our chocolate factory is we're the only chocolate factory in Grenada that gives guests the opportunity to make their own chocolate bar. So what we do and what sets us apart from the other chocolate companies is we let guests come to our factory, we give them our 60% dark chocolate, and they can then add any ingredients that we have in the chocolate bar. So they can add cinnamon, nutmeg, sea salt, Oreo biscuit, cashew nuts, almonds, coffee, you name it, cinnamon. They can add it into their chocolate bar. We then place the chocolate bar in the fridge for 20 to 30 minutes and the chocolate bar sets. Whilst the chocolate bar is in the fridge, we give them a tour of the outside of the factory so they get to see the different fruit trees and spice trees we have, from wax apple, cinnamon, pineapples, cashew, governor plum. And then soursop. Then they come back in the factory, and then we give them a tour of the process of how chocolate is actually made from the beginning, from harvesting the cocoa pod all the way down to making the chocolate bar. And between that 40 to 50-minute experience, the chocolate bars are ready, and then we take it out of the fridge, we wrap it, and then the guests have it to take it away as a souvenir, or if they're under 13, it tends to get eaten before they leave the factory.
Beautiful. Next question. We have young culinary students at the TAMCC. One or few might be viewing our interview and might be intrigued and might be interested in learning to be a chocolatier. Are you open for such opportunity?
I mean, I'm 1,000% open to the opportunity. I mean, I would completely welcome my inbox to be inundated with young individuals who would send me a letter with a CV or just a letter or just an email just to say they are wanting to come and learn. I've been to TAMCC. I helped to showcase how you can make a ganache and how you can make bonbons. I'd kind of bestowed upon the students, anyone that wanted to have a weekend opportunity, a weekend job to just come and learn. I'm completely open to that. No one took it up, but I'll use this platform again to say to any young male or female, if you want to upskill yourself, if you want to just come to my factory, spend some time on the weekend to learn. I mean, for me, it's not about gatekeeping. It's not about hiding any information. Like, yes, you can get a lot of information on YouTube and books and so forth, but I mean, first-hand experience is the best way to learn, and that's how I've learned. I'm a self-made chocolate maker, and I'm a self-making and learning cocoa farmer, because I'm still learning how to be a cocoa farmer. But I feel that just getting your hands dirty and doing it is the best way to learn. So I'll repeat that again. If anybody does want to come and spend a weekend, or we can work out a schedule of time to come to the factory on Saturdays and work at the factory and learn and see what we do, they just have to send an email to info@triisland.com So TRIISLAND.com. And then it'll come through to me, and then we can make something happen.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. And I could second Mr. Sylvester. First-hand experience, always the best. And working in and with chocolate will be phenomenal. And I will also encourage all the young culinary students at TAMCC to take on Mr. Sylvester's offer and opportunity. Thank you very much, Mr. Sylvester.
My pleasure.
Well, I say it has been a pleasure to have this conversation with you, and I'm looking forward to hearing the end result of this. And finally, when are you coming to Carriacou and Petit Martinique with these tasties?
Yeah, I like that, tasties. I think I'll leave Wendy to coordinate something. We do speak sporadically, but I'll let Wendy organize a day and time, and then I'll then come and do what I do. I think that's the best way to do it. Like I named the company Tri Island Chocolate because I didn't want people to ever forget about all of the islands that make up Grenada. So I definitely have to. I've been to Carriacou many a time, but I need to come back, and I'll be welcomed. Hopefully, I'll be welcome to come back.
Certainly.
Definitely, Mr. Sylvester. Sorry. We will be looking forward for you at Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
Super. Thank you very much.
Certainly. All right. Well, that's where we want to end today's conversation. It's just a taste of something to come. So we're going to have Mr. Sylvester and probably any other of those persons who are involved in the chocolate business, chocolate industry, to continue the conversations about helping us to learn and understand the value, importance, and the benefits. And one thing I take away from your conversation, Mr. Sylvester, money does grow. Money do grow on trees. The cocoa.
Absolutely.
All right. I still will give you a final word in case you want to say anything include that you want us to remember.
No, I think we covered everything. I think in terms of the festival, I think in terms of the in terms of the festival, in terms of the documentary, I think it was I think we covered everything. If I'm truly honest, and I think if you visit triisland.com/bean by bean, you'll get all the information about the festival, and then Grenada Chocolate Fest will give you all the information about the festival.
Okay. Well, so I say thank you so very much. Thank you, Wendy, for coming in, and we look forward to hearing more information about the Chocolate Fest that's coming up. So, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's estimated 1 in every 10 people in Grenada have the sickle cell trait. Having the trait does not mean you are sick or unhealthy. Very healthy people have the trait. Unfortunately, many of these people are unaware that they carry the trait. You see, when 2 people with the trait have a child, there is a 1 in 4 chance that the child will be born with the sickle cell disease. That is why it is important to know if you have the trait. Sickle cell is associated with life-threatening conditions, and it can be very painful. You see, the body's red cells can pass freely through the arteries and veins, but the sickle cells can get stuck, and this is what causes pain. This disease, you cannot catch it from someone. It is inherited. You are born with the trait or the full-blown disease. It comes from your parents. So let's talk sickle cell and what it is about and what can be learned about it and how to live with it. Let's all make better decisions about our family's health by learning the facts and getting tested. A message from the Sickle Cell Association of Grenada. Please call 458-6399 or email us at grenadasc@gmail.com.
Hi, I'm Kasari from the UK. I listen to Optimist show, I observe and I watch, where you enjoy different conversations that release good vibes, positivity, inspire on spiritual matters that will impact not just yourself, but your community. Thank you.
Thank you for joining the Optimist show. Please let us know what you think by leaving a comment and giving us a thumbs up and subscribing, and of course spreading the word. You can always rely on the Optimist Show to deliver accurate information, and guess what? I'll see you on the next show.